You ever wonder what a medieval bishop could possibly teach a modern CEO? Well, as it turns out, a whole lot. We're about to dive into this really fascinating and sometimes kind of shocking historical text that's basically a guide for any leader. It uses a bishop as its main example, but trust me, its lessons on integrity, temptation, and yeah, hypocrisy are absolutely timeless.
Right from the start, the text sets this incredibly high bar. A leader is supposed to be a shepherd, a protector, a guide. This isn't just some job description, it's a sacred duty. The ideal here is all about complete selflessness, justice, and charity. It's this really powerful and noble vision of what leadership is meant to be.
And just like that, the text pivots. It goes from this beautiful ideal to the very real problem it wants to tackle. Because let's be honest, for every ideal, there's a temptation. For every noble path, there's a much easier, more appealing one right next to it. And this is where the real guidance begins, not in just describing perfection, but in helping us navigate the very real dangers of falling short.
So our ancient guide flips the script on what it means to be a leader. It's not a coronation. It's not some victory lap. As we're about to see, it's actually a dangerous journey on what the text calls a narrow path.
This metaphor is so key to understanding the whole philosophy here. The idea is that leadership isn't supposed to be comfortable. The path of integrity is hard by its very nature. It's rocky, which means you could easily slip up. It's uneven, so you have to stay constantly focused. And it's lined with thorns, meaning that doing the right thing, yeah, it's probably going to hurt sometimes.
Now, what's so interesting here is how it just lays out the fundamental choice every single leader has to make. You've got the narrow path on the left. It's tough, it's demanding, but it leads to a goal that's actually worth it. But then you have the verdant path on the right, and it looks great. It's green, it's easy, it's wide open. It's the path of worldly honors, of kicking back and enjoying the perks. But the text is crystal clear that easy road leads straight to ruin.
Okay, so if you're going to walk this dangerous, narrow path, you can't just go unprepared, right? The text argues that a leader needs a special kind of spiritual armor to even survive the trip. And what is that armor made of? Humility.
And this isn't some vague, abstract idea. Nope. The guide gives super practical, everyday instructions. It's all about the little choices. Don't go for the extravagant feasts. Just eat what you need. When you get dressed, remember you came from dust and ashes, a way to ground yourself in your own mortality, not your fancy title. And you gotta constantly ask for help, admitting you can't walk this path alone. It's like a daily workout for staying humble.
This quote just perfectly nails the stakes. Humility isn't just about being a nice person. For this author, it's a straight-up survival tactic. The quote is a warning that the very symbols of your power, your venerable garb, can literally become the reason for your own downfall if you wear them with pride instead of humility. That costume of leadership is dangerously heavy.
All right, so our leader is armored up with humility. Now the text introduces the specific enemies they're going to meet out there. These are the temptations specifically designed to pull them off that narrow path and onto that easy green road. The first enemy is a voice. It's that whisper of ambition, of public opinion. It's the voice that says, hey, why are you working so hard and staying so humble? You could be famous. Go for that higher rank. Get the admiration you obviously deserve. It's the siren song of the ego, and it's trying to get the leader to care more about praise than purpose. So, how do you fight this voice? The text uses another really beautiful metaphor. You should carry a sweet bouquet of virtues. The idea is that the scent of this bouquet keeps you focused. So the defense isn't about being aggressive, it's about clinging to your principles. It means you practice what you preach. And most importantly, when people praise you, you stay humble, and when you're humiliated, you stay devout.
The second big enemy is the trap of materialism. This is all about the tangible perks of power, the fancy clothes, the ceremony, the special privileges, the favors. This enemy doesn't whisper. It dazzles. It tries to blind the leader with beauty and comfort, to make them completely forget about that rocky path they're supposed to be on.
The counterargument here is so direct and, honestly, timeless. Your office is not a tool for you to get rich. It's not for making money or for doing favors for your buddies. In fact, it specifically calls out cronyism, looking the other way when your friends mess up just to keep them as friends. Your office is a sacred trust, and using it for yourself is the ultimate betrayal.
And now, we come to the final and frankly the most bizarre and memorable part of this whole text. This is the ultimate warning shot. It's an allegory for the leader who has completely failed all these tests, who gave in to temptation, and who has become an absolute hypocrite.
The text says that a hypocritical bishop is like a monkey. Yes, you heard me, a monkey. It's a shocking comparison that's designed to make you sit up and pay attention. And it breaks down this metaphor with ruthless precision to show exactly what happens when the leader on the outside is a total lie.
Okay, let's break this down, because this is really something. First, the monkey's fur hides its body, but, exposes its backside. The hypocritical leader does the exact same thing, hiding behind their honorable title while their base desires are on full display for everyone to see. Second, a monkey has a face that looks kind of human, but it's a brute animal. While the leader appears righteous on the outside, but inside they're driven by animal urges. Third, a monkey touches and sniffs foul things. The corrupt leader uses their position, their hands, not to point toward justice, but to glorify what the text calls stinking worldly things. And finally, a monkey tramples in the dirt with both its hands and feet, showing it is totally earthbound. The hypocrite does this too, so busy chasing earthly things that he has completely turned his back on any higher purpose. It is a brutal but, wow, an incredibly vivid takedown of hypocrisy.
And that leaves us with the big question this ancient text is really asking, a question that is just as relevant today as it was centuries ago. It's easy to put on the uniform, the suit, the title, the whole costume of leadership. But how do you make sure the person on the inside actually matches the role on the outside? How do you stay on that narrow, difficult path and avoid the fate of becoming, as this text so unforgettably puts it, the monkey?